So who are the title contenders on the men's and women's sides in the French Open? Let's ask Jonathan Scott. He covers tennis for tennis.com. Jonathan joins us live via Skype from Indianapolis. Good morning, Jonathan. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Miko. It's great to be back. Good evening to you.
And good morning to you. Jonathan, let's pick up from that conversation earlier with tennis coach Brad Gilbert. Brad saying that he's very confident that Agassi can help Novak. Now, do you share that optimism with this partnership?
Absolutely do. There's no reason to differ with Brad Gilbert here. The guy who wrote How to Win Ugly as a book knows exactly what Andre Agassi can do on the court and off the court with Novak. This is an Agassi, someone who has, bar none, tennis acumen, and also a lot of life acumen, a lot of living that he's done. And it would be amazing to be a fly on the wall for the conversations at dinner or on the court between Agassi and Djokovic.
Do you expect this to be a long-term partnership? I'm not sure if Novak has committed for the long term with his new coach, but do you expect this to be a long, productive, fruitful partnership?
I think it could be a long-term advisory position for Agassi. I think he's very busy with his interests in education and investment and the maybe budding careers or just interests, extracurriculars of his two children, whether it's dance, baseball, or others. For him to make it a full-time coaching position. That's why Yvonne Lendl left on Andy Murray. That's why others, former super coaches, have left their charges because they didn't want to commit full-time. And Andre is committed to being at a couple of Djokovic's matches in Paris, but he hasn't committed through what could be 6 or 7 matches. It'd be interesting if Andre goes to those first 1, 2, 3 matches, how Djokovic performs if he continues through the into the second week of the tournament.
Speaking of commitment, Jonathan, would you commit to predicting or at least saying that Rafael Nadal should be the man to beat at Roland Garros?
He absolutely still is. He beats Dominic Thiem one week and he loses to him the next in just a fantastic match by Thiem. There's every reason to believe that Nadal may, in 2 weeks' time, be holding his 10th Roland Garros trophy.
Now let's go to the women's side. 2 names that you wanted to focus on. Let's start with Elina Svitolina. Why should people take that name very seriously in the next 2 weeks?
Well, Elina is a top 8 seed at this Grand Slam event, I believe for the first time in her career. And she also has won 4 titles this year at 30-plus tour-level victories. She has the most wins on tour of anyone this season so far. She's on pace to win basically a title every month. 12 titles potentially this year if she keeps it up at this 1 title per month average that she's doing. And her consistency has gotten much better. She has the vigor, she has the verve to win these huge matches. And that match winning a final against Halep, although Simona was injured, 6-1 in the third, was still so confidence building for her.
And Jonathan, you feel that we are all overlooking one big name on the women's side. I'll let you say that name. Who's that player?
In 2 words, Venus Williams. In 4 words, Venus Ebony Star Williams. She had a big victory recently, I think very important for her to beat Johanna Konta on clay. She'd had 2 or 3 tough matches, losses against Konta in a row, and she's shown that she can play on the red dirt. So that's going to be a big deal. And with Sharapova missing, her sister Serena out of order, obviously, and some other big names kind of honestly flailing around on the clay and this season today, it's a really important time for Venus to assert herself and maybe assert the pecking order on the WTA side.
Definitely noted on Venus Williams. Jonathan Scott of tennis.com. Thank you, Jonathan, for being back on the show.
Thank you, Miko.